We got one more comment, and I'm going to bring up the teacher. You guys ready for more? Use the magic, guys. You guys ready? All right, next guy I haven't met before, but I hear he's hilarious. So give it up for Mark Adamson, everybody.
Thank you, Nick, and I'd like to also thank all of my opening acts tonight. Thank you very much. Also nice to see that I showed up in uniform, so that works out well, too. I don't understand what's going on with our, quote, civilization lately. All of a sudden we're seeing in the news that people are heckling at comedy shows. Usually it's these skeevy, scummy guys telling what sort of nasty things they want to do to the female comic. Or apparently it's the in thing to do if you come across a woman who's a reporter on the scene to walk up behind her and start telling her what you want to do to her. Because that's not creepy or rapey at all. Mr. Smooth, that's how you get the girls. But what happened to manners? It used to be if you wanted to go up behind somebody and annoy somebody who's on camera, you just run up behind and go, Baba Booey! All right, I'm the only Stern fan. That's fantastic, thank you. By applause, ladies and gentlemen, who here has given blood before? Congratulations, you're all fine examples of humanity. And much better people than I could ever hope to be. And it's not that I'm afraid of the needle, I just really don't like their questions. I think they're far too invasive and personal. I don't think it's any of their business when they ask, how many people have you slept with? What sort of drugs have you done? And then they go one step further, and I think it's really not right when they start asking, whose blood is this? Where did it come from? Why is it in a plastic shopping bag? It says, give blood. Here you go. Stop asking questions. And where's my fucking donut? So this summer I turned 42 years old. Thank you. Don't applaud, it's okay. In reality, I feel like I'm actually 15 years old and I've been living a lie for the last 20 some odd years. It's crazy, but getting older, I'm starting to notice it, especially I'm driving down the street, and if I see a pretty girl who's very young, my friend, in a little short skirt or something, midriff top, my first thought is not, I have to get that. My first thought is, does your father know you leave the house looking like a whore? And then I'm watching commercials and I say, hey, minivan, all right. Check it out, stow in, go sit in. GPS? That's a deal, I want that. I'm a father too, my daughter's 8 years old. One thing that having a kid changes is the perception of different activities. For example, 9 years ago, if I wanted to sit around watching cartoons all day, I'm a pathetic nerd. Now I'm being an attentive father. And because I've done it right, we're watching Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends. So thank you, Teletoon Retro. I am of Scottish descent. My wife is of native Canadian descent. So that means my daughter is mixed, and she has a very rich cultural heritage. So to that end, in order to try and honor that properly, we've already pre-enrolled her in AA. She's a great kid. She's far too honest. The other night I'm trying to make her lunch for the school the next day. And I forgot to go to the store and get some lunch meat. So I said, well, what do you want? She said, I don't know, what do we have? And so I can make a peanut butter and jam. So I can't take peanut butter and jam sandwich to school? And so it's against the rules. And some kid could die because of the peanut allergy. I said, well, fine, here, I'll make the peanut butter and jam. And when they ask, just say it's Wow Butter, which is this soy peanut butter nasty ass shit substitute. If you've ever wondered, it kind of tastes like armpit and jam. Just tell them you've got that. She said, I can't do that, that's dishonest. She's way too good a kid. But she's also the light of my life. And in fact, I think she's probably the cure for depression. If I'm having a really nasty day at work, the best thing I can hope for is when I walk in that door, she runs up to me and goes, Daddy! Jumps up in my arms, gives me a great big hug. And all that just kind of misery from a shitty day just washes away. And it's replaced with a sense of euphoria and bliss and happiness. And it's fantastic. And I keep thinking, if I could somehow channel and bottle this positivity, I could be very, very rich. Two problems stand in my way. The first is that I am not a chemist, and the second is that no matter how hard I try, no matter what I do, I just cannot get her to fit inside the juicer. She came home the other day and she was telling me that she'd been to an assembly on bullying. I said, "You sat through the whole assembly, did you?" And she says, "Yes." "So it means you'll be really, really good at it." And then she hit me. I can make fun of bullying because, hey, growing up being the fat nerd in my class, I had the biggest boobs in my class until about the 7th grade. I can make fun because it used to happen to me. Between the purple nurples and people trying to get me into the lockers, but I would never actually fit. It was definitely an interesting time. But what I found is that if you build up a little confidence, you show up. It's, "Hey Adamson, you're nothing but a fat fuck." Then you stand up to them and say, "No, get it right, asshole. I am the fat fuck. You gotta own that shit." Then they leave you alone because they're all confused. Bullies typically aren't very bright. And it still goes on. I bumped into a guy on the street last week, and I said, "Excuse me." He said, "Hey, watch it, fatso." "Fatso? What are you, Barney Rubble?" It's okay. He knows the secret, and he's just jealous. And the secret, smart women know this, is how absolutely fantastic fat guys are in the sack. It's true, if you think about it. You want a job done right, you find the guy that can do it. If there's one thing that we know how to do and how to do well, it's eat. Thanks a lot, ladies and gentlemen. Enjoy the rest of the show. That's my night.
Mark Adamson, guys! Yeah! Told you that was the last call before the feature act, but I lied. I lied to you guys. Everybody say, "Fuck you, Nick."